years ago, I was tested for re-entry into the workplace. And one of the things that I tested very high in, I scored genius in solving puzzles. I've been doing proposal management, writing, communications for 12 years now. And so I pick up on, and prior to that, I was in an accounting department. I was looking for mathematical patterns. I'm an expert in Excel as well, right? So I was able to pick up on these patterns. Anybody who's worked with me in the past knows that I have these skills. Okay. So I have been attacked and smeared by this particular crowd several times, and I've done a lot of live streams about it, right? I've also been attacked and smeared by my former project partner. An article dropped yesterday about this movement for the People's Party Network, who have been constantly smearing people and just like getting in the way. They're just getting in the way. They got in the way of Nina Turner's race. They specifically distracted people from helping her, from like phone banking for her, by doing things like the March for Medicare for All, where they tied up people for hours on a Saturday to get involved in their bullshit, where they were platforming Nazis and anti-vaxxers. In the meantime, I'm getting hit because I privately contact my former project partner to say, hey, people are reaching out to me and telling me that you're claiming that you are the father of Medicare for All. So he just spent the last month trying to convince people that he invented the current incantation of Medicare for All, and he's still doing it today. So there's some things that I noticed. First of all, what they do is they do absolutely everything they can to silence us, right? So you've got these people who have invented this giant conspiracy theory against Jeff Campbell. And it's very anti-Semitic. They're dropping anti-Semitic imagery, not imagery, like memes and stuff, right? And they're calling him a Zionist, even though he is pro two-state solution, pro, Palestinian autonomy. And it's so wild to come across all this bullshit. It's so wild to come across all this bullshit. So you got them attacking him for months. There's one specific account that gets mentioned in this article that is at Bronx Bolsheviks 1. She has been, it's speculated that she was the GOP. I gotta call you back. Let me call you back. Okay, it's speculated that she was the GOP challenger to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in the 2020 cycle. And that she's not really a leftist. I mean, there's nothing that she says that's at any way on the left, really. Her behavior, the stalking, the harassment, and Twitter and Facebook are run by basically libertarians and Republicans, and so they don't do anything to protect people who are being harassed on the left, or just any protected classes, women, people of color, anybody, right? They don't do anything to protect us, really. They only protect white men. That's it. Okay, so I reach out to my former project partner and I'm like, hey, I'm getting contacted because apparently you're saying this and people are just laughing at you and turning you into a meme. So perhaps you need to put some more context around this. I could totally screen cap these messages. His response is to instead throw a smear campaign at me. And it wasn't enough that he was writing false claims against me. Then he actually spent a Friday night when he should have been hanging out with his wife and his infant daughter, trashing me for over an hour. Keeping in mind, this is a dude I had a fling with in 2018. So he basically spent his entire Friday night coming after an ex-lover. He didn't stop there. So I responded to it. I broke it down. I responded to it. And I have every right to do that. But to his mind, if I ever respond to his outrageous claims, then I am somehow stalking him. So he's allowed to say whatever the hell he wants about me, and I'm not allowed to respond. If I respond, I'm the stalker, right? I'm the stalker. Despite the fact that he is stalking my social media every day to find out who I'm interacting with and start getting in with their good graces, right? So I got tagged by one of our... one of the live streamers that I follow, Michael Richards, he goes under All American Socialist on YouTube. He had a new video out because he wanted to read this article that I think his name is Tony Belletier. I think that's his name. Not sure. Wrote this great it's a follow-up article to his first article about how bad the movement for the People's Party is. This has now also been covered on the Young Turks, but he tagged me in his analysis of it. And so Bronx Bolsheviks got mentioned in this article, right? I'm doing well, check. I'm just like covering this weird smear campaign. I want you to really think about this for a second, though. So Don spent 4 weeks trying to distract his audience with his grandiose claims that he's invented everything. He spent 4 weeks doing this. He also spent time smearing me. And then in the last 48 hours, he started dropping, before Tuesday, he started dropping phone banking links for Nina Turner to make it look like he was doing something for her, even though he wasn't. He was just doing a bunch of nonsense and distraction for like a month leading up to this election. In the meantime, he is doing exactly the same thing that the Movement for the People Party, what they were doing. They were also dropping a ton of distraction leading up to that particular election. But it gets worse than that. Okay, so one of the live streams I did recently, I talked about how I lost things on that trip I took with him. That it seemed like somebody might have been taking some trophies. One of the things that I mentioned I lost was my eye cream. So he dropped a comment randomly on Twitter this morning talking about how he has some great eye cream. Wow, that's quite a coincidence. He also was engaging with Bronx Bolsheviks who got mentioned in this article. This article that somebody that he is now following because I'm following this guy tagged me in this morning. So now he's engaging with Bronx Bolsheviks who, by the way, has also in the past brought me up because I am friends with Jeff Campbell and remarked on my karaoke skills. Okay, but it's even more than that. So I went to look at her account and I realized that they use the same language. He recently tweeted out that I'm a sex pest. She used the exact same language on her account too. I'm sorry, but that's three coincidences. So I have to ask, who the hell is Don actually working for? Was he, because, that's been a rumor for fucking years that he actually has been like getting in the way on purpose. I don't think he is. I think he's actually just nuts. And he's willing to get in bed with any fucking group as long as they'll take him. And so if that means that he gets to get in bed with the Convo Couch and Bronx Bolsheviks, that's what he's going to fucking do. I'm shocked that he has no moral values whatsoever, but it's pretty clear that that's where we are. And yes, I do get to defend myself. I get to talk about this. And so long as he's out there claiming that he's the father of the fucking movement, I get to say something about it. He is not a private person because he decided to, on top of this, four coincidences, he used to work for Kerri Barber, who is also coming after Jeff Campbell, who is also doing the same sort of bullshit that Don's doing. Don came up a week and a half ago, came up with ridiculous claims against Kerri's friend Rome and called him a child abuser. Kerri jumped on that and started assigning responsibility of spreading that rumor to Jeff Campbell and to Joyful Noise, who is an MPP petitioner who was forced out of the organization. And neither of them said anything like that, nothing to that effect. But Kerri immediately did the exact same tactic that Don has done. 4 coincidences. 4 coincidences. What is going on with Don Ford? Is he fucking with us? Is he working with the Movement for the People's Party? What is going on with that guy?